Imagine living in a home that sits secluded in a forest, on a 100-kilometer beach, or on top of a mountain. In this series, we travel the globe to explore some of the world's most secret homes, hidden away in truly inspiring locations. From stunning lakeside escapes and secluded mountain cabins,
our favorite activity is sitting here and looking at the view,
to coastal sanctuaries and city treasures.
Spaces like this can cause the spirit to soar.
We explore how these spectacular homes were built.
The whole thing is on the move, all the way along this coastline.
And meet the people who live in them.
We fell in love with the nature, the sea. It was a love at first sight.
As we discover the world's most secret homes. Lying in the southeastern corner of Austria is the province of Carinthia. This area has more than 200 lakes and is known as Austria's Riviera. It's an oasis in the Alps, filled with turquoise waters and stunning scenery. It's the perfect place for a lakeside hideaway. Many houses line the lakes of this region. But there's one that's at odds with its more traditional neighbours. Hidden amongst the trees is a house that's full of intrigue. Rising from the ground to overlook the water, this is the panoramic lakehouse. The owner of this one-of-a-kind home is Maria Planigar.
We were thinking about building a family house for several years. It's not easy to get a ground here because there is a quite high demand, but we had luck.
Maria is also the architect, which gave her the freedom to take its design one step further.
This building is an extraordinary building because you dare a little bit more if you are your own client. It was a special property because it was very narrow. We had to do a lot of landscaping. Every tile, even if it's the base or is the roof, has a number. Every tile and every stone is made by measure. The roof with this complex form, like a white wing, what folds over the sleeping rooms, is very special. I would say inside it's a little bit conservative, and outside it has the wow effect. I tried to realize all my dreams. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to build my own house.
The house covers 650 square meters and is spread across 2 buildings. In the main house, the first floor contains the master suite with bathroom and dressing room. There are also 4 further bedrooms on this level, each with their own bathroom. On the ground floor, there's an open-plan living space, separate kitchen, utility area, and bathroom. Behind the main house is the guest house, containing a double bedroom, living area, kitchen, and separate bathroom. The long, narrow plot gave Maria the opportunity to hide the house as much as possible as you approach it from the street.
You arrive here, we planned that you come over a bend, and then you pass the garden. It's a part of the landscape. The form is following the landscape.
Maria carefully designed the house so that its location right on the lake comes as a surprise.
Here we are in our main open space. You have already the holiday feeling. That's the wow effect, because now you have the full view to the lake.
And it's not just the view that gives this house the wow factor. This home is full of the latest technology.
It's a little bit like James Bond.
Key to Maria's vision was high-tech gadgets like glass doors that open at the touch of a button, effortlessly blurring the line between inside and out.
You feel the connection between inside and outside. It's one big space. The nature comes into the room. It feels that you're sitting suddenly outside and not it's inside.
Maria has made the most of the view from every room in this house. A challenge when it came to the kitchen, which sits right at the back of the space.
The position of the kitchen was a big discussion. The kitchen is the center of a family. If it's closed, it's a separate room, but I love it if it's open.
Maria came up with an ingenious concept to have the best of both worlds. The wall that divides the kitchen from the living space retracts, dropping to give Maria that amazing view.
When we have guests or if the kitchen is messy, we close the wall. But when I cook, I love to have the view and to see the scenery and the lovely mountains and the children running around.
Upstairs, each bedroom has access to a wraparound deck. The whole house gives the feeling of sailing across the lake.
As the property is very narrow, the first idea was the shape of a speedboat. There's definitely the feeling of a ship. Even the materials, like the wood and the glass and the angle of the railing, it has definitely nautic feeling, I would say.
The roof of the house sweeps towards the water and helps create that ship-like feel. Maria wanted the roof to be sleek and for the roof tiles to blend with the rest of the building. Each tile or panel was individually fabricated and made from lightweight fiberglass and concrete and is just 13 millimeters thick. She also wanted the building to appear minimal and sleek, so didn't want any guttering. To achieve this, a gap of 8 millimeters is left between each of the panels to allow the water to drain to hidden gutters below, and also to allow the panels to expand and contract as the weather changes. The result is a seamless roof that flows out towards the water. There is one more surprise hidden within this panoramic house. Maria wanted a sociable space for the family to enjoy together by the lake. But she didn't want it to impose on the main house.
We thought it would be a good idea to have a beach house. We didn't want that it is so dominant, so we hide it in the slope.
Maria designed a separate beach house, which sits hidden beneath the main garden. From the house, you would never know it was there. With a large living space and a sauna, it's a place the whole family can enjoy.
In the summertime, most of the day, the whole family is next to the lake and in this room. It's a great relaxing area. And even in wintertime, we love it when there comes the fog over the water and you enjoy this mystic scenery. The friends of our kids, they are really amazed and they always think, that's a cool house. We are open house, everybody's welcome, and we enjoy this to share with friends.
(6,700 kilometers west is the American state of Washington. Here, just an hour and a half inland from Seattle, lies the beautiful Mount Baker-Snoqualmie National Forest. Extending for more than 225 kilometers, this spectacular wildwood is home to snow-covered peaks and deep mountain meadows. This remote setting is the perfect place to build a secret home. With the faint sound of the River Ty in the background, a quiet gravel track leads deep into the forest. Hidden in amongst the trees, and invisible until the last moment, is the Ty River Cabin. The owner of this woodland retreat is Jim Dow. He runs a construction company and built this hideaway himself 5 years ago.
This cabin was always about a place to be quiet. It's a place to come and read a book. There's no TV, make fire, cook some food, and about hiding out in the woods and recharge so that I can head back to work Monday morning just ready to go.
Jim's cabin covers just 58 square meters over 2 floors. The living accommodation is on the upper level, with 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a small kitchen and lounge. Downstairs, there's a garage and storage area, housing the utility appliances and wood for the fire. The home sits nestled into the forest, immersed in its surroundings. The structure is built from a combination of reclaimed wood and steel panels. These exterior steps lead to the living space.
Okay, so this is the entry to the cabin. Then, bam! Holy moly, look at that. I just feel like the whole world is gone. Work is gone, problems are gone. You have no clue what you're gonna see when you get here. It's just so beautiful.
The cabin looks out onto a spectacular natural landscape. And the inside of the home reflects this with a simple, understated design.
So there's two tiny bedrooms. They're sort of like ship bedrooms. So it's just big enough for a bed. And then a tiny bathroom with a tub and a shower. It's a Japanese bathtub, so it's not even 5 feet long. And you come out, and there's the couch. There's the kitchen with about 8 feet of kitchen cabinets. There's a 4-burner cooktop, so it's pretty small. And then a massive fireplace in the middle.
Jim discovered this idyllic plot completely by chance.
I was at a coffee shop in Seattle, and I was looking at a bulletin board, and there was a little card with a description of this pristine piece of property on the river. And I just thought, I'll go take a look. So I saw the river and this cove and this beach. It's like, wow. I can just sit here for hours and just watch the water. Listen to it and watch it. There's something about the sound that just is hypnotizing. I knew instantly when I saw the river, I wanted this property.
And Jim built the cabin just a few meters from the edge of the river.
The cabin is hidden by these trees that grow right up to the river. People have come down the driveway and turned around and gone away because they couldn't find the cabin. So sometimes it's too well hidden.
When he was designing the cabin, Jim knew he wanted a simple space that made the most of the spectacular surroundings.
At the very beginning, you know, I had some ideas of how I wanted the cabin, and I wanted it really small.
Fitting everything he wanted into such a small space proved to be a challenge for the architect of this house, Tom Kundig.
He actually brought me a floor plan. I kind of fixed it a little bit for him.
It was just a pencil drawing on a single piece of paper, and I said, something like this is what I want. But the only thing that I'm really stuck on is the size. I want it to be small.
Jim, you wanted to feel cozy. You wanted to feel intimate.
Tom came back with the exact size, but nothing else that was in my sketch. So now there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and then there's this massive, amazing fireplace right in the middle.
The fireplace plays a hugely important role in this home, and something Tom always knew he wanted to make a feature of.
Historically, fireplaces were always in the center of a house. It's the campfire. Basically, everybody comes around the campfire, and the campfire radiates heat. The fireplace in the center of rooms generates heat in all directions. It's the heart of the situation.
I'm personally really drawn to fire. I love to build a fire. I build a fire in the summertime. It's just magical. I find it to be really restful to just look at a fire. It's just something about it is really pleasant for me.
And there's more to this fireplace than meets the eye. It's not just the main heat source and central feature of the home, it plays another crucial role. It is fundamental to the structural integrity of the whole cabin. The chimney sits right at the center of the house, and fundamentally it's a large concrete column. This column supports the roof from the center, just like an umbrella. By hanging the roof off the chimney, no supporting walls are required. And the large pivot doors can swing outwards, opening up the whole house to the forest, enabling Jim to achieve his dream of living within nature.
I would rather be outside than inside. So how do I just make the inside feel like it just flows to the outside? If you do have a corner in a room, you've basically blanked your view. If that corner opens up, you've essentially opened the interior to the exterior. And that's the idea here with these doors. Being able to sort of open the inside to the outside.
The doors are designed to merge the inside of the cabin with the forest it sits in, by completely opening up the corners of the space.
It's not like opening a window in a house because the whole wall is. So it's almost like there's no wall now. When you do open the doors, it's just like you're outside now.
And there's another reason why this cabin appears to fuse with its surroundings.
As the natural forces work on the building, it actually gets better. It just really grows old gracefully. It really grows old in a way that feels even more and more authentic to its place.
The windows are all wood, and there's no finish on them.
The structure blends with the trees that encroach on the house as they grow around it, and a hint of rust now covers the steel panels.
And actually just starts to look like the bark of the trees.
These features allow the entire building to meld with the forest. Over time, the structure of this cabin is evolving to become part of the wider landscape. What a magical place to escape daily life.
It's a place, when I'm driving up here, I can already feel the pressure going away. And when I walk in here, I just start to rest. This cabin is way better than I ever imagined.
(8,900 kilometers east, just off the Spanish mainland, lies a tiny island that few people know about. Known as the last paradise of the Mediterranean, this is the idyllic island of Formentera. Just 20 kilometers wide, it's a place of white powdery beaches and turquoise waters. With no airport and only a few proper roads, it's a place to truly escape to. hidden by pines and camouflaged by sand dunes, lies a remarkable secret home. Overlooking the Mediterranean and with little more than an old lookout tower for company, is the Island Escape House. For owners Elena Castello and her husband, Maria, there was a deep-rooted connection to this island that made building a home here even more special.
This land has been in our family for 130 years. I was always standing here and looking to the landscape. It was a place which was connected to me since I was very young.
Maria was also the architect of this house.
Our main aim was to fit very well on the landscape and to reinterpret the traditional architecture from the island. It's about finding the roots and the elements which were already here and then use it in a different way. We had always in mind two elements which are located in Formentera and which are very important for us. One is the boat houses from the fishermen all around the shore of the island, and the other is the quarries of stone, a local stone called marès. It's a sandstone. When they made the geological test, they found it was a hard rock on the side, very good for foundation. Both were two elements that defined the concept of the house.
The house covers 315 square meters and is made up of 3 interconnecting cabins. On the upper level of the first cabin is the master bedroom with ensuite. This leads onto the open-plan living accommodation, dining area and kitchen. In the third cabin are 2 double bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms. On the lower level is another guest bedroom with ensuite, which also has its own private entrance and patio. In the centre of the house is the main entrance area, which leads onto a carport and storage area. The cabins were constructed from concrete, pine and iroko, a hardwood. The result is a modern house with a twist, and one which is camouflaged into its surroundings.
I would say that when you approach to the house, it's hidden behind the trees and you just see the silhouette, but only parts of it, so you never see it completely. When we were choosing the materials of the outside, we took as a reference the boat house on the shore of Formentera. When you look at the house from the outside, you see like it melts with the landscape. You don't find almost any difference between the trunk of the trees and the facade.
Maria took this camouflage design one step further. Rather than build one big structure that would dominate the landscape, he divided the house into 3 separate cabins.
When we designed the house, we always had in mind to leave the less footprint in the landscape. That's why we divided the volume into 3. I would say that the building finds itself in balance with the landscape.
A glass corridor connects the cabins together.
On the northern side, you can see through the building the views.
In the central cabin is the main living area.
This is my favorite part of the house because it's full of light. The first thing that people say when they come upstairs is just wow, because they're amazed by the view of the sea. We used wood as a principle of the main material in the house. It creates an effect of balance between all the elements in this place. It's very difficult to wake up in a place like this and not to have a good day. Trees, the sea, and the sounds of nature.
Wanting more than a single-story house, Maria had to get clever with his design. Rather than impose on the land, he had to find a way to hide some of the house. He created an ingenious secret level you wouldn't even know was there.
When we were designing the house, we knew that we could not make a second story, and also we didn't want to. Because of that, we decided to build underground.
Maria designed a hidden basement, and it's a far cry from what you expect a basement to be.
We made a basement of 45 meters long, and this was possible only with the information that the geological test gave to us.
In an effort to be sustainable, he used around 15% of the excavated stone to make the concrete that constructed the courtyards and patios.
Excavation in Formentera is a very expensive part of the building process.
The bedrock that was left, flooded with light, creates a unique feature.
The pattern left by the drilling process during the excavation, you can see all over the basement.
To excavate the basement, precision machinery was brought in to create a shape in the rock. Engineers measured and cut out the footprint of the basement in the rock using a road header. This machine creates very little vibration. It allows workers to cut an accurate line without damaging the surrounding rock. With an outline cut, workers used more traditional machinery to remove the remaining stone in the center. The result is a precise incision into the land for the basement. It's not just the basement that is hidden underground here. This house hides one more secret.
When we started drilling the perimeter of the house, after 1 week and a half, we got a call. They told me, hey, we have found a big hole. It looks like a cave. I can hide it. I was very worried of how this could affect to the whole structure. We can see the roots of a small tree that was going inside the cave.
They reimagined the cave to form a unique feature that offers the ideal conditions for Elena to indulge in one of her passions.
I think this cave was waiting for me to put my wine there. It was actually a present of nature for me.
An incredible discovery incorporated perfectly into their home.
We both feel very calm, we both feel very in harmony with the nature, and this is something that makes us start every day very well. Also provides me inspiration. I feel very lucky every day, every single day.
This house was built with so much passion, so much love, that we just enjoy every single day here.
1,550 kilometres north, set amongst the rolling hills and lush green valleys of the sleepy Gloucestershire countryside, lies the picturesque hamlet of Compton Greenfield. This ancient little village dates back over 800 years and is even mentioned in the Domesday Book. It's an idyllic setting in which to build a countryside retreat. Hidden along this quiet country lane lies something quite different and rather spectacular. This is Green Orchard, an extraordinary house clad in mirrored steel panels that blend seamlessly into its surroundings. The owners of this special home are Edna and Fred Wadham, who have lived in this contemporary home for 9 years.
The reason we decided to build a modern house was because we were building in the 21st century, so we wanted a 21st century house.
The house is set in over 2,500 square metres of landscaped garden and covers 200 square metres across 2 floors. On the ground floor are the living area, kitchen, dining room and master bedroom. On a lower level, the house has 3 further bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a utility area. Edna had a very clear idea for the layout of their home.
I'd always had a dream of having a single-storey house, but I wanted 4/5 bedrooms.
To achieve this, Fred and Edna chose to dig down to create a secret subterranean lair to give them the space they needed for this large family home.
This is the secret bit that nobody actually knows about until they actually come to the house. You've no idea that there are bedrooms and a bathroom hidden downstairs. And that's really nice.
With the living space, kitchen and master bedroom all on the upper level, it gives the feeling of a single-storey home.
We actually live on this level, so we don't need to go downstairs at all once we're up here.
There's another reason why this house is so special to Edna and Fred. The architect and mastermind behind this project is their son, Paul.
I think one of the things that I knew was going to be good about working with them is that they brought to the process very open minds.
There was no point in having an architect and telling him exactly what we wanted because we wanted his ideas in it as well.
Green Orchard was Paul's first new build project in the countryside.
I knew from early on that whatever we did was going to be visually pushing it. And the idea of the mirror panels came from realising that we could do something which was exceedingly modern, yet at the same time quite sensitive to its environment.
The mirrored panels reflect the landscape around the house and blend it in with the countryside.
One of the things I really enjoy about the house is that if you go for a walk around the local fields, the house actually kind of comes in and out of focus, so when you get the reflections of it, different parts of it disappear into the landscape. This plot doesn't have any particular orientation. Essentially, there's something interesting to look at in every direction.
This is my coffee spot because I can see out of that window, I can see all the garden. And then we have a sundowner. Having worked hard in the garden in between, I'll actually sit over there and then I can see out of that window. And out of that window too, I can see the reflections in the mirrored panels.
This house is packed with ingenious features that help it retain heat and keep it warm during the cold winter months.
One of the ideas that I was looking at was maybe you could actually design a building that could change its thermal performance in the same way that in the winter you put a jumper on.
Yes, this house has the incredible ability to put its jumper on when it gets chilly. The mirrored panels on the house are motorized to slide open and close to help hold the heat in. The shutters at Green Orchard work using a very simple engineering mechanism. A rubber belt with special teeth runs across the top of the window frames. This is connected to an inbuilt motor with a wheel at each end. Teeth at the top of the panels engage with the belt. When the motor is switched on, the belt moves, the teeth connect and pull the panel along to open and close the shutter. A simple press of a button controls the system from inside the house. Green Orchard isn't just a visual masterpiece, it also earns its keep. It's been built as a super low-energy home, massively reducing the carbon dioxide produced by living in the house over the course of a year.
We wanted to be as sustainable as possible, which eventually would mean that it wasn't very expensive to live in.
There are two types of solar panel on the roof, one for heating water, the other for generating electricity. A wood-burning stove in the kitchen provides the central heating. The stove can also heat water when solar energy is not available. The structure and design of the house uses a combination of materials working together to make this house exceptionally well insulated.
You've basically got a lower floor, which is made of mass concrete, and then an upper floor, which is lightweight and timber. The idea is that the lightweight timber structure gives you really great super insulation, whereas the heavy mass of the concrete means that it takes an awful lot of heat to warm it up, and therefore it tends to stay at a much more comfortable temperature throughout the year.
We were definitely pushing the boundaries of what you can actually do.
It took 2 years to complete the house, but was worth the wait as it's given Edna and Fred the perfect secret home to treasure forever.
It feels very special because it's not like anybody else's house. So whenever we bring people who've not been here before, they say, wow, this is lovely. It surprises everybody. You know, we haven't just stopped work and kind of wondered what to do. And it's given us something to do together.
I think it's a beautiful house and wouldn't want to live anywhere else.